Elite Gaming.
So what's up guys, it's Andrew at EliteGamingHQ and I'm back with a new video for you guys today. I see so many part deals go on sale for PC parts and I just figured, hey, I'm going to put a couple builds together for you guys that are looking to build a new PC for the holidays and have a new PC going into 2019. So these are the prices that I expect the market to kind of stay at in 2019, and right now it's just a really good time to build a PC. Now, if you guys find any awesome PC deals, let me know in the comments below. And no matter if it's 2 weeks after this video, 2 months, if it's an awesome deal, I'll put a heart on it. And then anybody watching this video can go down and look for the hearts to find the best deals. So let's get started. I'm going to make 2 videos like this. One's going to be a budget, around $600, and one's going to be a lot more open of a budget, but I'm going to give you guys plenty of options. And something new is the join button down here, and if you wanted to, you could click and join the channel, and it's kind of like how Twitch has subscribers, and it's something that you can give to your content creators. Now, it's new for me. I'm trying to get a couple people to join. Once I get about 5 people, I'm going to start doing weekly live streams. And I also have a bunch of other perks and benefits that go along with it, and I'm going to modify it as time goes on. Something like credits at the end to thank everybody for, supporting the channel. This is a great way to support the channel so I can put more content out there, because really I don't have a lot of time for this because I have to do other things that take up my time, but no problem. It's just a new option, so I figured I'll try it out. Alright, so first, like I said, we're going to do a budget build. We're going to go into $600 give or take, and I'm going to show you the parts. Now, whenever you talk about budget build, we have to first talk about AMD. Okay, so AMD has the Ryzen 3 2200G processor right now for $89 on Amazon, and you can also get an additional 5% off, so it'll be about $375 or whatever, $4 off extra. Either way, this is a very good processor because for multiple reasons. One, you can pick this processor up, it comes with a cooler, and it's overclockable. A lot of people are overclocking at about 3.8, 4, a little bit 3.9 gigahertz with the stock cooler, which is great because this processor will not bottleneck you if you're doing a budget build and you just want to play everything 60 FPS. If you want to max everything out in ultra 60 FPS, this processor will do great for that. You won't find too many processor hitches. Where you run into your problems is when you try to get 80 or more FPS, and then a processor like this is going to be a little bit slower, although the performance to dollar ratio, I don't think you can really beat it. Now, speaking of AMD, we also have the Ryzen 5 2600, and it's just crazy to me at this point that you can pay $150, you can get a 6-core 12-thread processor that's also overclockable, and just it's under $200. That's amazing. Now, if you wanted to do, let's say, like content creation, streaming, YouTube videos, stuff like that, this is a great processor to get started. It's a beast. I mean, I have the 8-core version, the 2700X, but this one will handle stuff serious. I cut down my render time so much from going to the AMD processors, the Ryzen 7, and the Ryzen 5 is basically the Ryzen 7 with 2 cores shut down. So 6-core, 12 threads, comes with a great cooler. Once again, for a budget, on the higher end of budget building, this would be what I recommend. Okay, so we have to get a good motherboard. ASRock AMD motherboards work really well. I really like them. They're usually updated pretty well when you start, so a lot of people don't have to deal with BIOS updates. But here's an ASRock B450, so basically you don't have to do an update to use the 2 previous chips I showed. It's going to have compatibility up to 64 gigs of RAM. You got PCI Express 3.0. You got tons of USB 3.0 spots. You even have a Type-C on this one, which I didn't know that. But this is kind of what you want to look for when you're doing one of those budget builds with Ryzen, and at only $75. There's also a mail-in rebate. Now, I don't really like mail-in rebates. I kind of never do them. But if you want to take advantage of it, you can take another $15 off. That's insane. Now, you could also do M.2, as you see here, Ultra M.2. So you can get an NVMe, pop it in here if you wanted incredible speeds. It gives you versatility for the future because most of the time you're only going to need 16 gigs of RAM, and you have 4 slots here, so you can easily upgrade it to 32 down the road. AMD is going to support this socket for the very next iteration of processors. So when the BIOS comes out for the next processors, you can update the BIOS and you can throw the 3rd generation, so the 3600X or whatever you get. So big fan of this AMD compatibility for at least another year to come. So that's what I would have to recommend. All right, so RAM, well, we're on a budget build, right? So we're just going to get cheap RAM. Now, AMD does do a little bit better with higher frequency RAM, but it's not going to make a big difference. Where most of your big difference is going to come in the video card, so we're going to save a lot of money there, but I would recommend at this point 16 gigabytes. Now, I have tons of videos showing that 8 gigabytes is plenty fine. If you want to save the extra 50 bucks, get 8 gigabytes. You'll be fine, but I recommend at this point 16, and it's so cheap. $100 for 16 gigs. It's just great. You can also use this promo code right here, get $5 off. This is Newegg, by the way. And the previous ones with Amazon. The motherboard was Newegg. So nothing flashy here. It's just RAM. Okay. So when it comes to hard drives, I can't not recommend a Western Digital 1 terabyte. I mean, it's just hands down the best way to go. The Caviar Blue is just where it's at. A couple places have it for $44 on Amazon. Since I have Prime, I would pick it up from here for $46. It's also got 5% off. Once again, it's just a good mechanical drive. If you were only going to get one hard drive in your whole system, I would recommend this. Now, if you want an SSD for this price, you're only going to get 240 gigs. So I would have to say go with the Western Digital. But if you want to pay 20 more bucks, you can get a Seagate Barracuda, also very good drive. This is a Newegg Business, easy to make an account. You don't have to have a business to make an account, and you get 2 terabytes. Personally, what I would do is I would go with the Western Digital 1 terabyte, and then I would buy an SSD. Right now on Amazon, you can get a Kingston A400, which is a great, reliable SSD. They have a 3-year warranty. And I think it might even say, yeah, you can see it right there. It says 3-year warranty, $21.99. That's insane. They were, I don't know, $70 last year, $21. Now what you're going to do with this, you're going to put your OS on it, maybe a couple essential programs, and then put all your games on your 1 terabyte. We can go one step further. We can pay $40 and we can get a 240 gig. That's probably ideal right there. I wouldn't go with just this drive, but I would probably go with this drive and a 1 terabyte. And then if you pay around 70, let's see where it's at, $72, you can get the 480. You could do all SSD with a 480, but I think you will run out of space eventually. And you're starting to get out of the realm of budget building, because now we're in the $70, and you know, if you really wanted to go bottom line budget, you're going to stick with the Western Digital 1 terabyte. All right, video cards. I got a couple options here. Bottom of the barrel, GTX 1050, still an amazing card. You can get a 3 gigabyte model right now for $129. Okay, so this isn't the best card on the market, obviously. It's a 1050, it's got a low bitrate, but this game will do really good in games like Fortnite, CSGO, I don't know, any League of Legends, stuff like that. These cards will do really well. Overwatch, they're not going to do great in your AAA titles. You're still going to be able to get 30 FPS and medium, which is fine, right? Because we're budget building, but you kind of want to get more in 60 FPS. You're going to have to up it a little bit, but this is a great starter card because, once again, you just pop this in. You don't even got to run power to it. Most of these just are, let me make sure. Yeah, no power cable at all. You use 75 watts from the rail. So you literally just push it into the PCI slot and it's there. That's it, right? One step further, this is a really good card. The RX 570 4 gigabyte. Now it's $144. It was down to $139 for the holidays, but people were saying how great of a deal it was then, including myself. Now, if you're going to bitch because it went up $5, that's insane. Still a great deal. Also, you get the free games. You get to pick 2 out of the 3 free games when you buy this. Tom Clancy's The Division 2, Resident Evil 2, or Devil May Cry 5. I personally think this would be the way to go. You're going to max out with the Ryzen 2200G and this video card. Everything that we looked at so far, you should be able to do ultra, if not very high 60 FPS in every game out. Now, I also done tests with this video card, and I was able to get 60 FPS ultra Battlefield 1 in 1440p, mind you. So that just shows how good these cards really are. for a budget build. It's not going to set the world on fire. It's not like a GTX 1070, but it's still a great card. All right, next we go to the 1050 Ti. One step further, okay? We're investing a little more money. 1050 Ti, you should be able to max every game out. And once again, very high to ultra. You're getting a little more performance with the 1050 Ti. Plus, games are built around NVIDIA graphics cards a lot better. So if like a game like PUBG, for example, Unreal is going to run better with the 1050 Ti than an RX 470. But you don't get the free games this way. So you really have to think about which direction you're going to go. And that leads me to the last one, which would be the RX 580. Now, if you went bottom of the barrel with everything else in this build, but you put an RX 580 8GB for $200. Now, it does say the sale ends in 9 hours, so you might not catch it, but there's more. They're like $10 more. They're on the market right now. Totally worth it. I used to have an RX 480. The RX 580 is a little bit faster, and it's the 8GB model, so you can't go wrong. You're never going to run out of, you know, video memory when you're loading high-end textures and stuff. Like, what was that one game where it took literally 8 gigs? Shadow of War. Yeah, Shadow of War. And it was cool because if you upgraded it to 8 gigs, the weapons and the armor actually changed when you found them. If you had a lower-end system, it wouldn't. This card will get you that. So if you go bottom of the barrel, everything else, and you get this card, this will put you at about $650, $700 in this build. It's totally worth it. Then you're going to have a really good gaming system that you're going to get a pleasurable gaming experience. Alright, so yeah, now it shows you the games. You also get to pick between the two games. I think that's a good value, especially if you're going to pick up at least one of these games. I would play Resident Evil 2 and Devil May Cry 5 if I got them for free, no doubt. Alright, this is an example I was trying to show you that they are. This one's not even on sale, right? $209. So you're saving $10 if you get it on sale. This XFX, they're okay. I would go with the Gigabyte cooler anyway because that's tried and true. I know Gigabyte. So, okay, let's move on to some other options. We're going to go power supply and a couple case options. Okay, so bottom of the barrel case, we have a do-it-yourself PC. DIY PC have okay cases. If you're really looking for a budget, here's the thing. Most people, when they build, they're going to build one time. So you may have to deal with the annoying one time, right? This case is like flimsy. I know from building on them, the wires that you connect to the motherboard are kind of shit. As you can see here, they're ketchup and mustard wires you get down here. But if you're just building once, it's not that big of a deal. It comes with adequate fans. So that's pretty cool. But, you know, $35 plus some shipping, $7.99 shipping. Okay, you get what you pay for there. Next, I like this deep cool case for $50. This is actually a really good case. It's got RGB lighting. My only problem with this case is it comes with no fans, so keep that in mind. If you're going to buy this case, I would at least recommend two 120s up front, a 120 in the back, and 120 in the top to get nice, good airflow, because you don't want to have to put your power supply here and use your power supply to suck air out. You want to give it its own atmosphere and let it suck through the bottom and blow out this way. Now, if you only put one fan in the back, people are going to want to put the power supply facing up to kind of use it as an exhaust, which I really don't like doing that. I hardly ever do it in any of my builds unless there's no top here and the customer's really getting a bottom of the barrel build. But most of the time, what I would say, and like honestly, if you put 3 fans in the front of this case, as you see here, this is a really nice looking case. And you can use the RGB to kind of match it to whatever color scheme you want. So $50, not so bad. Another $15, $20 in fans, and you got a pretty good case here. Next, this is not really a budget case, right? $74.99. No, you can get them on sale right now for $69.99 with no shipping. You just got to look around. But NZXT are amazing cases. I used to like the S340s. I built an M. I'm personally using an NZXT 700i, which is a humongous case, but I got the Nuka-Cola one. So good to build in. I take computers apart and put them back together all the time, so I wanted a high-end case. This is the way to go. Once again, I think they come with 2 fans. I don't know why I only see 1. Maybe the older models came with 2. Okay, so I see 1, but yeah, I'd put more fans in this as well. But as far as building, very pleasurable experience. Like I said, I usually put a 120 in the top, 120 in the back, and 2 in the front. and it actually pulls really well on the front. It pulls from these side grates right there. So once again, nice solid case, clean look, and ZXT. I also saw Fantex had a nice case too on sale. The P300X, it was $69.99. I don't think it's on sale anymore. I think they sold out, but once again, a nice case. If you guys find any good cases that you want me to check out, because I build computers all the time, just put it in the bottom below. I'll totally take a look at them, and I'll, you know, give you a little bit of feedback of what I think, and I'll tell you if I worked with them, because I've worked with a lot of cases on the market. You can check my Instagram, EliteGamingHQ.com. I mean, EliteGamingHQ on Instagram, and you'll see tons and tons of builds that I've done. Lastly, power supply. Best power supply for the buck. A Thermaltake, the White 500 80 plus. They're not 80 plus bronze certified, but they're 80 plus. They test them. Thermaltake has never let me down yet. I have two computers that have older Thermaltake power supplies, and they're sub $40. You're getting 500 quality watts. They break it down, sub $40. So for any of the graphics cards I showed you today with these builds, I feel like this would be the ideal power supply. Don't go with some no name, or don't go with Roswell, or don't cheap out on your power supply. One thing I always try to push people to do, get solid power supplies. This is where it's at. Thermaltake, EVGA, Seasonic, Corsair, Cooler Master. That's it. I think they're the best. I wouldn't go anywhere else. So that's it. So if you put all this stuff together and you pause the video and go back and forth, I'm sorry I can't link them below because it really hurts your channel to click off of YouTube to another thing, especially when I have everybody watching the video doing it. But I mean, you can see at the top where to get them from. These are just my recommendations on parts. You find something else, let me know. Put it in the comments below. Like I said, join if you want to join, and I'm also going to make the next video, which I'll probably record right now and publish it the day after, or maybe the same day, which is going to be a higher end gaming PC. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. As always, I'm Andrew. This is Elite Gaming HQ. Thanks guys.